In your experience, is the tooling that's hardest for people to learn and get into? Like you mentioned that people like to practice how to do a pull request. Is that the hardest, or are there other challenges as well that people have who come to the community and say that I want to do open source, but I'm totally lost?
I think the hardest is the loneliness that people want to know that they are going in the right path. Like if you're starting a job, you have a manager and he can tell you, okay, what you're doing is good or not good enough and you need to improve. In open source, it's kind of like a jungle. Like, okay, there is a project. Okay, it seems interesting, but what is going on is that the maintainer is doing things. If you have a community, they are talking about things, and I just don't understand what is going on. And people just want someone that will look at them and will explain them what is going on. It's better after a project is doing that. So try to write it and that it will be easy to tell people. Okay, thank you for applying and connecting with us. Now do these steps. And if you have any problem, you can ask. And I want to say in the perspective of the maintainers that I'll tell them also, please don't help people too quickly. Like if someone tells you, okay, can you sit with me for an hour to help me start running the project? So no, your time is precious. And if you will help too much easily, you will be frustrated eventually. So, and I tell them if someone doesn't start to run the project locally by himself, so I don't think he would be a good contributor to your project. Like maybe he won't manage to do it, and he will try, and then he will have problem when he's trying to run the project locally. So okay, you have problem, so now ask, and we will try to help you. But if he didn't do anything and he just say, okay, I see it's going to be hard for me. So you, the maintainer, please help me give you an hour with you. So it's very frustrating. So it's kind of a game to find the balance, how much to help and the other way, how much to give people. You must be active and I can't help you totally. You need to be individual and take care for yourself. And it's I think we like the rule that I tell to maintainers, don't help anyone before he tries to run the project locally. I think this is a good rule that I found.
Do you have feedback from project maintainers that it became maybe easier for them to onboard new people since they are participating in your project and community?
Yeah, of course. First of all, just to connect to people, because if you are a maintainer and you need to collect programmers from LinkedIn or I don't know where, or maybe you will go to communities of programmers that in the technology of your project, but eventually you need people that are in the mindset of open source, and it's more important even than the technology, because if someone has the time and the motivation, he can learn things while contributing. Um, so if you're Israeli maintainer of a project, you come to our community, Makaf, and you say, I have this project and you are welcome to contribute. So this is really helpful. And there are projects that for a long time they didn't have contributors, and when they connected to the community, they got it. As I said earlier, now the challenge is how to maintain contributors for a long time, and people are coming and going. And this frustrates maintainers. But the basic thing of connecting people to open source project in Israel, our community became the place to do that.
So does a project have to be, sourced with maintainers in Israel to be able to solicit your community?
Just someone that is connected to the project and understand how to contribute to it, and it can be the man that help others in Israel to connect to the project. We have also something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so if there's some project maintainer out there that watches this podcast and goes, another possible source of developers for my project, let me reach out to Uriel. That would be an okay thing.
Yeah, even if he doesn't have any connection in Israel, he can connect me and then I will connect him to the community. And he needs to find only one that will connect to his project, and then this one can can get more developer
Okay.
firms connected. And I do say I feel also that the maintainers, they don't have enough the mind that they need to look further and more than the code itself. Like every maintainer can come and say, okay, this is my repo in GitHub, and I want you to open me a Discord channel. But then you need to communicate with the people in the community, and a lot of maintainers they don't have this mindset. And I think with not a lot of effort, they can have more people that will help them, and sometimes they join the community and eventually don't keep and go away, but they didn't really try because it's not enough to add your. In the beginning, it was enough because we had a few projects, so we just added your project, and this is what was in the small list of 5 projects. So people that want to contribute will get to your project. But now we have around 20 projects, so people are looking for a specific project, and if you don't convince them why to contribute to your project, so there are few that are very active and the others coming and going. This is what we have now, and the projects that are more active in the community, the projects that's the maintainer or someone is kind of marketing them and help people to connect. So I'm happy that and this is the goal of the community, to be a platform. We can't do the job for the maintainers, but we really help them because they have the crowd that they are looking for, people that want to contribute.
I was just going to say, as you've said before, to build a community takes effort, right?
Yeah.
Be it the community that you've constructed or one that a maintainer needs to build. It's far beyond the code. To build a community takes effort.
I think that a lot of people don't understand that just in the global communities either. My full-time job is to help communities in various things that they need in order to be successful and sustainable. And many of them, either the ones that I work with or the ones that I contributed to, a lot of them are facing a lot of very similar or the same challenges that you mentioned, that it's not just about the technology, it's not just about the code. You have to put energy and effort into community building. You have to reach out to people, you have to be able to onboard them, because at least some communities that I worked with in like one way or the other, they even if someone tries to install their project, their tool, and the person doesn't succeed, sometimes the community is not even equipped to answer a few questions. And it's one thing that the person doesn't try, as you said. If they don't even try and they just expect someone to handhold them, that is, I say too that there needs to be more motivation than that. But if the person does try and they got stuck because maybe it's not that easy to install that particular project, then if you're not helping them, if you don't have a troubleshooting guide, and if you don't answer their questions and they are not succeeding with installing the thing and trying it out, then how do you expect them to ever even try to contribute anything, because they couldn't even get the hands-on experience of the thing doing anything. So it is, sometimes it's really hard to get those maintainers or committers, whatever term we are using, for the people who are stable around the project and maintaining it and reviewing patches and letting them in. So if they are not prepared at all to build a community, then it's very hard to actually do that.